Triumph just dropped the all-new Trident 800, and they didn't just add displacement, they changed everything. Bigger engine, more power, better suspension, upgraded brakes. This isn't an update, this is a complete redesign. I've owned a Trident 660 for over 2 years now. I know this bike inside and out. What Triumph just did with the 800, it changes the entire middleweight class. Let me show you exactly what's different and whether or not my 660 just became obsolete. Triumph just announced the all-new Trident 800 and I absolutely saw this coming. Go check out my 1-year review video where I talk about it. Now this begs the question, what's actually different? Here's what we're covering today. What actually changed, power and performance comparisons, who the 800 is for versus who should still buy the 660, whether I'd trade my 660 for an 800, and the big question, is it worth the upgrade? I've been looking at all the specs since the announcement and I'm going to give you my honest take as someone who rides a 660 on a regular basis, so let's break it down. This is not a simple displacement bump. They redesigned this bike from the ground up. The 660 inline-triple made 81 horsepower and 47 foot-pounds of torque. I love it, it's a great engine. The 800 though is a 798cc inline-triple making 113 horsepower and 62 foot-pounds of torque. Let me say that again. 113 horsepower. That's about a 40% increase in power. That's not a tweak, that's a transformation. This puts the 800 in about the same power range as the Street Triple 765R. Now let's talk suspension. The 660 has Showa forks. They're pretty basic. Preload adjustable rear, no adjustments up front. The 800 has fully adjustable front and rear. In the front you have Showa 41mm upside down forks with adjustable compression and rebound. This is the same tech as higher end bikes. In the rear you've got a Showa monoshock with adjustable preload and rebound. You can dial it in for your weight and riding style. This is massive for anyone who wants to actually tune their bike. Don't get me wrong, the 660 suspension is good for most riders, especially those who are only going to be riding on the street. People who are going to be riding on the track will want a little bit more adjustability. Now with that jump in power, you're also going to want to be able to stop effectively. The 660 has good brakes, 3 twin-millimeter discs up front with Nissan calipers. They work fine. The 800 upgrade is a 4-piston radial caliper with the same 3 10mm discs. Radial mounting equals better feel, more power, more control. Plus the 800 has cornering ABS with the IMU. The 660 has regular ABS. Some other changes to keep in mind that come with the 800 is a quick shifter, up and down, as standard. Update electronics with 3 rider modes, rain, road, and sport. Refine ergonomics, a slightly different seat height. It's going to be a little bit taller than the 660. And there's some new styling, subtle but modern. Here's my take on what the differences mean. For city riding and commuting, the 660 is perfect. It's enough power, easy to ride, it's forgiving. The 800, you'll never use half that power, but it's there if you need it. Where I really think the 800 is going to shine is on the highway. The 660 is fine, it sits comfortably at about 70-75 miles an hour, but with the 800, you're going to have more power for passing, higher top speed, and more relaxed at those higher highway speeds. Now, I've never been to the track, but I think the 660 would be a great learning tool for beginners. If you're a serious track rider, then the 800 would be your best choice. That extra power and adjustable suspension could be a game changer. Alright, real talk. If you're like me, you're trying to decide, Trident 660 or wait for the 800. Here's my honest opinion. Most riders would be thrilled with the 660. It's an incredible bike, does everything well. I've ridden mine for a very long time and never once thought that it couldn't perform where I needed it to. But the 800, it's for riders who want more, who want that extra edge, who want the bike that can keep up with their skills as they grow. There's really no wrong answer here. Both are excellent bikes. It's about what you need versus what you want. So here's the big question. Did the 800 make the 660 obsolete? In my opinion, no, absolutely not. The 660 is an incredible motorcycle. Still has everything I needed to do. It's fun, it's capable, still puts a smile on my face every single ride. The 800 is better in a lot of ways. More power, better components, adjustable suspension, rider modes, more capability, but that doesn't make the 660 bad, it just means that there's now a higher performance option. When it comes right down to it, I'm really excited for a test ride to see if that difference in power is really noticeable. Will I trade in? Honestly, I don't know yet. Part of me wants to, that extra power, adjustable suspension, radial brakes. Someone who loves riding and pushing the bike, the 800 sounds incredible. But the other part of me loves my 660. I've got it set up exactly the way I like it. I know it, I trust it, it's mine. I've never once felt limited by its power on public roads. Would I spend my own money to trade? I need to ride one first. Here's what I will say. If I were buying today and both were available, I'd seriously consider the 800, but I'm not unhappy with my 660, not even close. Alright, let's wrap this up. Here's my final take on the all-new Triumph Trident 800. What Triumph did right? They didn't just bump displacement, they redesigned everything. 113 horsepower puts it at the top of the class. They kept the weight reasonable by only increasing it by about 20 pounds. They upgraded suspension and brakes significantly. They maintained the Trident character and ergonomics, created a clear distinction from the 660, and gave riders a reason to upgrade or choose between on needs. For me personally, I love my 660. This announcement doesn't change that. But do I want to ride an 800? Absolutely. The power, suspension, brakes, I want to feel what Triumph created. Will I trade? Ask me after I ride one. Both are winners, you can't go wrong. Just know that if you buy the 660, you're not getting second best. You're getting a phenomenal motorcycle that will make you smile every time you ride it. I know, I ride mine all the time. The 800 is just more. And for some riders, that's exactly what they want. So there you have it. Would you buy the 660 or wait for the 800? Let me know in the comments. I'm genuinely curious what you think. And if you own a 660, do you feel like I just told you your bike is outdated? Because that's not what I'm saying. Your bike is still awesome. When the 800 becomes available, I'm going to do everything I can to get my hands on one for a proper review. Subscribe so you don't miss that. If this little comparison helped, hit that like button. Share with anybody trying to decide between these two bikes. And remember, learn, ride, discover. I'll see you in the next one. Ride safe.